Vandeham Sri Guruvaram Sri Rupanugapravaram Prasarasarasikam Shanarayanam Tam Prapannam Sri Guru Charanam Vande Ramana Prestaya Bhutale Rupanugapakti-dam cha Krupamurti Narayanam Seva kunje braje ramye govardhana girau sada radha kunde rasanande tadat seva pradayakam gurum narayanakyam tam vande vinoda preshtakam yat padasmiti matrena damodara prasidati Narayanam Prabhum Vande Karunagana Vikraham Ragamarga Bhaktim Tattva Tarayati Tribhuvanam Gaura Hari Param Presta Nityananda Apinnakam Sri Gaura Narayana Bhakta Bandhava Priya Sevakam Narayanam Gurum Vande Sharanyam Bhakta Bandhavam Gauramano Visham Purnam Radha Dasyam Pradayakam Radha Dasyam Pradayakam Rupanugacharya Varyam Rupa Manjari Prestakam Padita Bhavana Bandhava Yugacharya Narayanam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, my Dandavat pranams to all the Vaishnavis and all the devotees who are assembled to really hear this wonderful scripture. So today, the last week, we just started from the introduction. So mostly we could really cover only just about the background as the Jiva. So what is Jiva? The Baddha Jivas and some of the details that we really went through. So Baddha Jivas are the souls who are living far away from Krishna. Because it's very difficult to understand. Very, very difficult to understand. And I was giving the example as how to understand this Tadastha Sakti, in between, because Krishna has his own internal potential, internal energy, then also external energy, which is the Prakriti. Then there is also in between, that's the Tadastha Sakti. That's a marginal potency. This Tadastha Sakti, where the Jivas are coming, they could really go up or down to the spiritual world or to this material world. And some of the Jivas, very, very small fraction actually, have really chosen to come to the material world. And now we are really stuck here because, so coming from the Tadastha, these Bhatta Jivas really went even down. And that is where we are. So now we are here to really go over this Jaiva Dharma, what exactly is the meaning of Jaiva Dharma. So what exactly Jaiva Dharma is really going to really give to us? That is the purpose of so the goal of the Jaiva Dharma is, you can understand like this. The entire course, entire class, all the classes, this is how it is really going to focus. To understand our position as fallen jivas in this material world, but to revive our eternal sambandha with Bhagavan, eternal sambandha. Then to perform the required sadhana, which is Abhideya, to reach our eternal nature as servants of Bhagavan, that is Prayojana, and to eternally delve and live with Bhagavan with loving sentiments. So this is basically the goal of all this whole book that we are actually dealing with. So now also in the previous class we really touched about this, mainly about the Baddha Jivas who have really fallen down. But there is a sloka that is actually coming in Chaitanya Charitamrita, So it says like this. Krishna boli sei jiva. Krishna boli sei jiva. Anadir bahir mukha. Krishna boli sei jiva. अतएव माया तारे, अतएव माया तारे, देय संसार दुका, देय संसार दुका. So this is the nature. This is where we are currently, we are in trouble. The Bhatta Jiva who is averse to Krishna, who gave the backside to Krishna, in the sense, of course, we haven't been with Krishna yet. But we turned that way when we were actually coming from the Tadastha Sakti. And what are we doing? These jivas have, Bhatta jivas have really fallen down into this material world since time without beginning. And preoccupied with the external potency. Who is that potency, external potency? Maya Devi. Maya Devi caught us. Yes, last class we were really going in more details as how Maya Devi actually covering the soul with the subtle body and also the gross body. In a very pitiable situation we are in. And now this Maya is giving us misery in the form of material existence. Why material existence is misery? Because it is always birth, disease, old age, death, birth, again disease. So this cycle is going on and we are totally caught up. So now, today we are here to really go over the very first chapter by reading. Actually, the place where the most of the events in our Jaiva Dharma took place is a place called Surabhi Kunj, which also has sacred places called Pradyumna Kunja, Madhavi Kunja. And there are few personalities that we are going to be dealing right from the beginning, and they will be coming for a long time in our chapters. There one is Premadasa Babaji. Who is this Premadasa Babaji? He chants 128 rounds of Harinama every day. He is also called Paramahamsa Babaji. He is also called simply Babaji Mahashaya. So when we are reading, we have to be very careful about what personality that we are actually dealing with. So Premadasa Babaji or Paramahamsa Babaji or Babaji Mahashaya is the same person that you really see in the middle. His guru is Pratyumna Brahmachari. That Pratyumna Brahmachari is very special too. He is the associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, what is the chapter 1? Because Jaiva Dharma means what? Jaiva Dharma means it is eternal Dharma of Jiva. What is the eternal Dharma of Jiva? To be a servant of Krishna. That is the eternal Dharma of the Jiva. But we have forgotten. And we are actually trying to be servant of our own senses, our own families, this material world. And we are really thinking that, to live in this world comfortably and happily. We are trying to. Of course, nobody can be happy in this material world actually. But we are trying to. We are trying our best. And we are thinking that this is the real Dharma. This is not our Dharma. Our families are nothing. Our relations, our karmas or whatever we are actually doing in this world is all simply nonsense. So then, all right, we may say, eternal Dharma of Jiva is what? To be a servant of Krishna. That's all. Okay, all right. Then why should I really read this? Why should I read this book? Because that realization is not easy to really get to. It is so intricate. And now I told many times that our Gurudev had really read this 108 times, the whole book, which is about 1000 pages or something, and 40 chapters. And we'll see how complex and how intricate, and how also at the same time how it is so nectarian. And we are starting from chapter number 1, the eternal and temporary dharmas of the Jiva. Within this world, the island of Jambudvip is most excellent. In Jambudvipa, the land of Bharata Varsha, or simply called Bharat, is eminent. And within Bharata Varsha, the topmost place is Gauda Bhumi. Within Gauda Bhumi, the 9-island region of Sri Navadvipa Mandala is most distinguished. And in the area of Sri Navadvip Navadvip Mandala, on the eastern bank of the Bhagirathi river, a beautiful settlement named Sri Gotruma is eternally situated. Remember, all the holy dhams are not going to be destroyed. Jagannath Puri Dham, our Braj Mandal, Navadvi Dham, they are eternal. They do not belong to this world at all. But we may not really realize the sacredness of all the holy places. But all the scriptures proclaim, and these holy dhams are eternal. In ancient times, many stalwart practitioners of bhajana lived in these various places of Sri Gotruma. It was at this place where Sri Surabhi cow of divine origin, previously worshipped the Supreme Lord Bhagavan Sri Gaurachandra in her own kunja, a grove shaded with fragrant flowering creepers. At a little distance from this kunja is Pradyumna Kunja, which I just gave the introduction. Here, Sri Premadasa Paramahamsa Babaji, a Shiksha disciple of Pradyumna Brahmachari, the best among the associates of Sri Gaurachandra, now lived in a kutira. Kutira means a hut, or bhajan kutira, covered with vines and dense foliages, and spent his time constantly immersed in the divine rapture of bhajana. Sri Premadasa Babaji was a refined scholar and was fully conversant with all the conclusions of the Shastras. He had taken shelter of the forest of Sri Gotrumna with single-minded conviction, knowing it to be non-different in essence from Sri Nandagrama. So, as you really see here, the name Nandagrama coming here. So, this Premadasa Babaji was really living in this bhajan kutira, and he was really thinking in his memory, he was thinking that he was living in Nandagrama, and he used to go out for begging alms, and whatever he really gets, he used to think that, oh, all the cowherd boys and cowherd families, they are the ones who are really giving me alms. So that was the position that he was in his mind. As a daily routine, Babaji Maharaja chanted 200,000 holy names. That means 2 lakhs. And also he offered hundreds of obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. So 200,000 holy names will come to 128 rounds. 64 rounds will come to 1 lakh, and 128 will come to 2 lakhs. He maintained his existence by accepting alms from the houses of the cowherd men. whenever he found a spare moment from these activities, he spent his time not in idle gossip, but in reading the book Prema Vivarta. This Prema Vivarta is actually written by Sri Jagadananda, who was a confidential associate of Sri Gaurasundara. This book is not ordinary. It is nectar. At the same time, only for those highly devoted, high devotees can really relish the most out of it. Anyway, at such times, neighboring Vaishnavas gathered and listened with great devotion as Babaji read this Prema Vivarta. And they all, because Babaji used to be there in tears when filled with eyes when he was reading this Prema Vivarta by Jagadananda. So at such times, so many Vaishnavas used to come from all over the places around. So the name of Babaji was really well known, very well known. And moreover, the Vaishnavas were inundated by the waves of Babaji's sweet, resonant voice, which extinguished the venomous fire of sensuality in their hearts like a shower of nectar. So this is important. We have to really hear Harikatha from high-class Vaishnavas. Otherwise, it becomes Janata. There is no value. Because only when we really hear from high-class Vaishnavas, one will become a devotee. One will become a Bhakta. Otherwise, there is no way of one becoming a Vaishnava. No. So this Babaji is high-class Vaishnava. So many devotees, Vaishnavas used to come to hear from him. One afternoon, having completed his chanting of Sri Harinama, Babaji Mahashaya. Remember, now it is coming as Babaji Mahashaya. So I really told about these three ways this will be coming. This Babaji Mahashaya sat reading Prema Vivarta in his bower, shaded by the vines of Madhavis and jasmines, and became immersed in an ocean of transcendental emotions. Just then, a mendicant in the renounced order of life approached him. He fell at his feet, and he was staying prostrated in obeisance for a considerable amount of time. He won't get up. At first, Babaji Mahashaya remained absorbed in the bliss of transcendental ecstasy because he did not know what was going on. But after a while, when he returned to his external consciousness, he beheld the sannyasi Mahatma lying before him. Oh, how can this happen? I am the most fallen. How can somebody, give me honor? So considering himself more worthless and insignificant than a blade of grass, Babaji fell in front of the sannyasi and began to weep, exclaiming, "Oh Chaitanya, oh Nityananda, please be merciful upon this fallen wretch." Then the sannyasi, who really see us as in red dress here in this picture, he said, Prabhu, I am extremely vile and destitute. Why do you mock me like this? Then the sannyasi proceeded to take the dust of Babaji Mahashaya's feet upon his head, and then he sat before him. Babaji Mahashaya offered him a seat of banana tree bark. That is their standard way of giving any asana on the floor. And by sitting beside him, spoke in a voice choked with love. "Oh Prabhu." So this is who is saying? Babaji Mahashaya. "Prabhu, what service may this worthless person offer you? Please ask." The sannyasi set aside his begging bowl and with folded hands began to speak. "Oh Master, I am most unfortunate. I have spent my time in Kasi and other holy places, debating. I was doing so many debates, debating the analytical conclusions of the religious texts, such as Sankhya, Patanjala, Nyaya Sastra, Vaisheshika, Purva Mimamsa, and Uttara Mimamsa. And like this, so many scriptures that I was really analyzing and debating with other scholars. And mainly I exhaustively studied the Upanishads and the other Vedanta Shastras. About 12 years ago, I accepted the renounced order of life from Sri Sachidananda Saraswati. Having accepted the staff of the renounced order, I traveled to all the holy places, and wherever I went in India, I kept the company of sannyasis and great scholars, and I was adhering to the doctrines of Sri Shankaracharya. In due course of time, I even passed beyond the first 3 stages of the renounced order, Kutichaka, Bahudaka, and Hamsa, and attained the highest status of Paramahamsa. Because in that order under Shankaracharya, first level of sannyasi is Kutichaka, then above that is Bahudaka, then above that is Hamsa, and then above that is Paramahamsa, which is one of the very high stage. And I was remaining in that Paramahamsa position for a long time. In Varanasi, I adopted a vow of silence and abided by those statements that Shankaracharya proclaimed to be the Mahavakya. Mahavakya means cheap axioms. They are the highest truths from the Vedas. Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, and Tattvamasi, and all these mainly 5 Vakyas. I was completely absorbed in, and I adopted a complete silence. I did not want to talk to anyone for a long time. However, alas, I was not happy at all. The happiness and the spiritual satisfaction that I was supposed to find did not come to me. One day, I saw a Vaishnava sadhu loudly singing about the pastimes of Sri Hari. I opened my eyes and saw that he was bathed in streams of tears, and in his ecstatic rapture, the hairs of his body were standing on end. He was chanting the name Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda in a choked up voice. And as he danced, his feet slipped so that he fell on the ground again and again. He will fall down, and again he will somehow get up, and same thing again, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. So he was really dancing, and the tears were really falling from his eyes like torrents of rain. When I saw him and heard his song, my heart filled with an indescribable ecstasy inside. But although that mystical experience was so overwhelming in my heart, I wanted to protect my status as Paramahamsa. So I decided not to speak with him at all. Alas, why on my rank and status, cursed be my destiny. I don't know why. But since that day, my heart has become attracted to Sri Krishna Chaitanya's lotus feet. I was looking here and there to find where this devotee, but he was nowhere found. Alas, what can I do? Shortly thereafter, I became obsessed with the desire to find that Vaishnava sadhu, but I could not see him anywhere. Never before had I experienced anything like the untainted bliss that I felt when I saw him and heard the holy name emanating from his mouth. After considerable thought and spending so much of time, because I could not really think anything other than this incident in my heart. It would not go away from my heart. I concluded that the highest benefit for me would be to take shelter at the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. So, I left Kasi. Kasi is also called Varanasi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also there. I left Kasi and went to the beautiful land of Vrindavan Dham. There I saw many Vaishnavas. They were all uttering the names of Sri Rupa, Sri Sanatana, Sri Jiva Goswami in a mood of great lamentation. They were all falling on the ground and rolling on the ground, uttering these names of these Mahajans, Goswamis. They were absorbed in meditation on the pastimes of Sri Radha Krishna and rolled on the ground, chanting the name of Sri Navadvipa and chanting the name of Sri Brajmandal. When I saw and heard this, a greed arose within me to behold the beauty, the beautiful holy Dham, Navadvip. I circumambulated the 168 square miles of Sri Brajadam. I came here. Recently I came here. I came to Sri Mayapur just a few days ago only. But then I heard of your glories in the town of Mayapura. So I have come today to take shelter of your lotus feet. O Prabhu, please fulfill my life's aspiration by making this servant an object of your mercy. Paramahamsa Babaji, Mahashayat, took a blade of grass between his teeth and he was weeping. Oh, Sannyasi Thakura, I am absolutely worthless. I have uselessly spent my life filling my belly, sleeping, and engaging in futile talks. It is true that I have taken up residence in this sacred place where Sri Krishna Chaitanya enacted his pastimes. But as the days fly by, I find myself unable to taste this thing known as Krishna Prema. I don't know. I am desperately looking forward to really feel a glimpse of that Krishna Prema, the so-called Krishna Prema. But I am unable to. You are so fortunate, for you have tasted that divine love merely by seeing a Vaishnava for just a moment. You have received the mercy of Krishna Chaitanya Deva. I will be very grateful if you will kindly remember this fallen wretch for a moment when you are tasting that prema. Then my life will become successful. Saying this, Babaji embraced the sannyasi and bathed him with his tears. When sannyasi Maharaja thus touched the limbs of the Vaishnava, so here the sannyasi Maharaja is that saint under Sri Shankaracharya. Okay? So when he touched the limbs of the Vaishnava, he experienced unprecedented bliss within his heart. He began to dance as he wept. And as he danced, he began to sing, Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Jaya Premadasa Guru Jaya Bhajanananda. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Prabhu Nityananda. All glories to my divine master Premadasa and to the bliss of bhajana. So what happened here? Without he even, whether he realized or not, he already accepted him as his guru. Because he said, Jai Premadasa Guru. So Premadasa Babaji and Sannyasa Maharaja danced. and performed kirtana for a long time. They totally forgot the time. When they stopped, they spoke together on many topics. Finally, Premadasa Babaji said very humbly, "Oh Mahatma, you are so elevated. You have been a recipient of a great Vaishnava, that when we are in Varanasi. So I would like you to stay here in this Pratimana Kunja that I am staying, at least for a few days, just to purify me. Because by staying with you, I get purification." Oh, the sannyasi responded back, "Oh Prabhu, oh Mahashaya, oh Maharaj, I have offered my body at your lotus feet. Why do you speak of a few days only? My anxious prayer is that I may serve you until I give up this body. I do not want to go away from you. I do not want to go away from your lotus feet. I do not want to go away from your shelter." Actually, Sannyasi Thakura was an erudite scholar of all the Shastras. Yes, we're just going through those whatever. He was very expert. He knew that very well, that if one stays in the residence of the Guru, one will naturally receive the Guru's instructions. So he took up the residence in that grove with great delight. After a few days, Paramahamsa Babaji said to the elevated sannyasi, "Oh Mahatma, Sri Pratimana Brahmachari." Who is this Pratimana Brahmachari? Who was the Guru of Paramahamsa Babaji. I told you that in the front. So he was the associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Paramahamsa Babaji was telling this sannyasi, "Oh Mahatma, my Gurudev, Sri Pratimana Brahmachari has mercifully given me shelter at his lotus feet. At present, he lives in the village of Sri Devapalli, on the outskirts of Sri Navadvipa Mandala, where he is absorbed in the worship of Sri Narasimhadeva. Today, after collecting alms, let us go there and take darshan of his lotus feet." So here, we really see that once you really get the staying near to the proximity of one's Guru, so many dealings will come together automatically. So now he is really taking him to his Gurudev. So that is going to be another blessings. So always the closest association that one can really get from his Gurudev is the topmost. So that is why if you can see our Gurudev, with our Gurudev, so many close associates were always traveling, and they are all sleeping, all near Gurudev only. But anyway, the Sannyasa Thakura said, "Yes, I will follow whatever instruction you give me." Yes, absolutely. After 2:00, they crossed the Alakananda river and arrived in the place called Sri Devapalli. What is this Sri Devapalli? This Devapalli is a very famous place that when we were in Navadvip last time, we spent some good time there. We were there in the early morning there. And where this is the same place where after killing Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narasimhadev sat at this place. Anyway, so they crossed the Surya Tila river and then took darshana of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associate, Sri Pratimana Brahmachari, who was in the temple of Sri Narasimhadev. So this Narasimhapalli is a self, in the Narasimhapalli there is a self-manifested This is actually God self-manifested. And this is the place Lord Narasimhadeva rested after killing Hiranyakashipu. And why it is called Deva Palli? Deva means demigods. Deva means demigods. Why it's called Deva Palli? Palli means residence place. Palli. So actually the name came because lot of demigods lived around this place. Why? Because of this unique pastime of Lord Narasimhadeva. Actually around the place many hillocks were there, where Lord Ganesh had his own place, Kartikeya had his own place. Like that many demigods stayed there, here and there, around that place. Now they all vanished because it's a lot of time before. And also there is a lake nearby. Very nearby there is a lake. This is the place where Lord Narasimhadeva washed his body from the blood and dirt after killing Hiranyakashipu. Remember, because he really tore the stomach of Hiranyakashipu and then pulled the intestines, and then he was wearing that as a garland kind of. He was in so much of anger. Bloods were everywhere. All her, hairs and body everywhere, all drenched in blood. But there was no one there to really come near and then clean his divine body. And as you know, Prahlad Maharaj is not he's a Shanta Bhava Bhakta. No seva. So he did not know, about any seva, what to do. Seva is the highest thing actually. But then he had to come down here and he took, he washed his body from the blood and all kinds of, things, and then became clean again. Anyone who takes bath in this lake will get Krishna Bhakti. That time when we went, we just forgot about it. Nobody took any bath that day. Anyway, so as I mentioned, Paramahamsa Babaji saw his Gurudev, Pratyumna Brahmachari, who really came out of the temple. And Pratyumna Brahmachari immediately fell out to the ground and offered prostrated obeisance to his Guru, lifting Paramahamsa Babaji with both hands and embracing him very lovingly. He inquired about his welfare. After they had discussed topics concerning bhajana for some time, Paramahamsa Babaji introduced Sannyasi Thakura, who also came with him. Brahmachari Thakura said with great respect, who is a Brahmachari Thakura? He is associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was telling, my dear brother, to whom he was actually telling? He was telling to the Sangaracharyas, that sannyasi. Oh, my dear brother, you have obtained the most qualified guru. You should study the book Prema Vivarta under Premadasa's direction. Then also he told, it really does not matter who is a guru. As long as he has prema, he knows about Krishna, does not matter. He may be a grahastha, or he may be a vanaprastha, or he can be a Vaishnava, he can be a sannyas. It does not matter at all. Kiba vibra kiba nyasi sutra kena naya. He can be even a sutra. But Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Sei Guru Haya. If he knows the Tattva, Krishna Tattva, if he really has developed the prema, then he can be a guru. Chaitanya Charitamrita Matya Leela. Whether one is a Brahmana, a sannyasi, or a sutra, if he is fully conversant with all the truths regarding transcendental knowledge of Sri Krishna, he can become a guru. Anyway, so that also he really told about. So then Sannyasi Thakura. So whenever she says Sannyasi Thakura, it's the one who with the red color. And he is called Sannyasi Thakura. He humbly offered obeisances at the lotus feet of Paramaguru and said, Prabhu, you are an associate of Sri Chaitanya Deva and you can purify hundreds of arrogant sannyasis like me just by your merciful glance. Please bestow your mercy upon me. Actually, Sannyasi Thakura had no previous experience of the reciprocal behavior between Vaishnavas. However, he was seeing all these mutual dealings. He observed all these things between his Guru and Param Guru and the proper etiquette. Then he realized, yes, I should also follow like this. And from that day on, he behaved accordingly towards his own Guru without a trace of duplicity. And when the evening Arati was over in this Narsimapalli or Tevapalli, the Guru and Shishya returned to Sri Gotruma. A few days after, by the way, what is this Prema Vivarta? It was written by Jagadananda Pandita, I just mentioned. Who is the Jagadananda Pandita? He is an expansion of Satyabhama in Dwaraka. So this is related to Dwaraka, who is Satyabhama, who also wanted to come in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sri Jagadananda Pandita was a very close associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he got the same mood of Satyabhama. Satyabhama, what is the mood? Similar to Radharani. Krishna belongs to me. I do not belong to... No, that is not the way. That is Rukmini. And similarly here, the Chandravali. So that is the righteous mood. That is humble. But here it is not that way. Satyabhama is different. Remember, Satyabhama wanted to really have this Parijada. And Krishna had to really, took her also and then to the Indraloka to really bring the Parijada, and they were fighting also. Because Indra did not want that Parijada to be taken away. So he started fighting with Krishna, Dwaraka Krishna. And Satyabhama was the one who was really very responding to the fighting. And Krishna was just simply enjoying the fighting that was going on. Anyway, finally Lord Indra was defeated and Parijata came here, and then that was landed, then it was planted in the courtyard of Satyabhama. But what was happening? This tree was really growing and growing. It was giving flower only on the other side of the palace of Satyabhama. That was actually the palace of Rukmini. So he was only growing the Parijata, but it was giving all the flowers. Not even one single flower will fall this side. Every flower was falling on the other side, Rukmini side only. Anyway, so that is one of them. But also there are some pastimes involved there. And especially what you see on this Prema Vivarta, that book that you really have, there, if you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu standing on the side, and then Jagadananda Pandita, who is expansion of Satyabhama, he is really breaking a pot. See the break. So what happened was once, Jagadananda the Pandita was worried. Oh, Lord is really... he's not able to, he's not sleeping well, he's not eating well, he's not really, he's not sleeping well because his body temperature is going high. So he thought of one idea. He really made some special oil, scented oil, very scented oil. So, and he carried from all the way from Navadvip to Jagannath Puri. And he was, giving to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to take it. I am a sannyasi, and you are actually giving me this all the scented oil, and today you will bring this, and then tomorrow you will actually bring more and more scent. Am I a sannyasi or a grahastha, or a sense enjoyer? I am not going to take it. And then he got so upset, then Jagadananda Pandita got so upset. He did not eat for several days. And what did he do? What did he do also? Also because of the anger, he took the same pot full of this scented oil to really massage his head of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he took and then in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he really broke it. He just threw it. No. So that was how he shows the anger. This is Satyabhama's. If you see the behavior, it excites Satyabhama. But the way that he has written is very, very nice. This book, if you really read, is amazing, amazing, amazing. Here you go, one of them. I'm just reading one. Ore bai sabha chadi vaisho navadvipa pure gaurangera ashtakala bhaja dukha save dure. Oh brothers, abandon everything and reside in the abode of Navadvip. Engage in the worship of Sri Gauranga 24 hours a day, and all your distress will be vanquished. So anyway, so it's very, very wonderful. So these songs are amazing too. Anyway, now let us proceed. So a few days after residing in the Kunja, Sannyasi Thakura became anxious to inquire about spiritual truths from Paramahamsa Babaji. By this time, the sannyasi had adopted all the ways of a Vaishnava except his outer dress. So his transformation is going on in his heart. Everything is getting transformed. His consciousness, his heart, his mood, everything is transforming by the influence of his Gurudev. And all the Vaishnavas who are also living in that Kunja. And during his previous training, actually the same Sannyasi Thakura, who is from Shankaracharya's discipline. See, this Sannyasi Thakura has developed qualities such as, because he has gone to Paramahamsa level. So he had the full control over his mind and senses. And he had become firmly established in the conception of the non-dual, all-pervading absolute, which is Brahmanishta. So his concentration is very powerful. His mind control is superior. Sense control is superior. And he can really concentrate for, without any problem, undeviated. But anyway, in addition, he had now acquired the staunch faith in the transcendental pastime of Parabrahma Sri Krishna. Because Brahma there is no quality. That is the effulgence of Krishna. But what is Parabrahma? Para means above, beyond. Apara, para, apara. Para means beyond, above. Apara means low, lower than. So what is lower than Brahman? The Jadaloka is lower than Brahman. So what is higher than Brahma is Parabrahma. Parabrahma is called Sri Krishna. So the transcendental pastimes of Parabrahma Sri Krishna, he is starting to manifest in his heart. And that moreover were adding, and he was becoming deeply humble, more and more humble. One morning, after performing ablutions at the break of dawn, Paramahamsa Babaji sat in the Madhavi Grove chanting Harinam on his Tulasi Mala. At that time, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna Yugala's Nishanda Leela. So this Nishanda Leela is their pastime just prior to dawn. What is this Ashtakaliya Leela? Of these 24 hours is divided into different parts, 8 parts. Ashta means 8 segments, starting all the way from 3:30 a.m. in the morning. It corresponds to the pastimes that are really going on in this Aparagat Leela. And this one of one of these 8 pastimes is Nishanda Leela, which is starting at 3:30 a.m. That is the time when Sri Radha and Krishna, they were just awaking from the kunjas in the deep forest after their rasa dance and all those. And because this was the time that Sri Radha and Krishna, they depart from each other's company, leaving the kunja to return to their respective homes. Paramahamsa Babaji, when he was really chanting his, at that time, he got a great pangs of separation. Why the separation of Radharani departing from Krishna is painful. Similarly, Krishna departing from Radharani's companionship is also painful, very painful. So that great pangs of separation, this Paramahamsa Babaji felt. So he immediately, tears of love streamed continuously from his eyes. And he was totally unaware of where he is. And nearby, his disciple, Sannyasi Thakura, is also there. So while absorbed in meditation on this pastime, he was internally engaged in service appropriate for that period of the day in his perfected spiritual form. Thus, he had lost all the awareness of his physical body. Sannyasi Thakura was captivated by Babaji's state. He has never seen this kind of mood. So he gently sat beside him. He was observing his Sattvika Bhavas. What are the Sattvika Bhavas? Transcendental symptoms of ecstasy. Suddenly, Paramahamsa Babaji said to him, "Oh Saki, silence Kakati at once." He was in the mood of where? He is in the kunja. He is doing his own seva as a manjari. Oh, he is shouting. Because what is Kakati? Kakati is a Srimati Radhika's mangi. Oh Saki, silence Kakati at once. Otherwise, that Kakati is the she mangi. She will rouse Radha Govindas from their sleep of divine pleasure. Then Lalita Saki will become distressed and will rebuke me. Look there, Ananga Manjari is signaling to you to do this. You are Ramana Manjari and this is your designated service. Be attentive in this regard. So he was yelling up. Who is this Ramana Manjari? That is our Srila Gurudev, my Gurudev. He is Ramana Manjari. Where are they all participating? Not somewhere else. They are always together. Wherever Radharani is there, they will be always together. In every aspect, they will be all there. So here, these kind of things are described in very high scriptures. But actually in this Jaiva Dharma, the chapters 26 onwards is Rasa Tattva. Very deeply describing about these so many pastimes, so many emotional stages and the natures of the loving devotion around Sri Radha Krishna Yugala. So actually, we are not planning to really cover that yet because it's very, very highly advanced. It is supposed to be discussed only with renounced devotees. Renounced in the sense no family affair. Those kind of devotees are the only ones who are qualified to hear this. So that is anyway. So this is just a glimpse of thing that we are actually seeing from this Rasa Tattva. But anyway, if we see our this is the picture that our Gurudev's direction, we are actually worshipping this in our temple room. So who are the personalities here? What you see at the top left is Rajimanjari and Rupamanjari. Who is this Rajimanjari? Rajimanjari is Raghunath Das Goswami. Rupamanjari is Rupa Goswami. And then on the right side, what you see is Vinoda Manjari. Vinoda Manjari is Bhakti Prajnana Kesava Goswami Maharaj. And then on the right side is Ramana Manjari. That is my Gurudev, Yogacharya Srila Narayana Maharaj. So I have really put the thing although clearly as how it is there at the bottom. Rajimanjari is Raghunath Das Goswami. Rupa Manjari is Rupa Goswami. Vinoda Manjari is Keshava Goswami Maharaj, my Param Gurudev. And Srila Gurudev, my Gurudev, is Ramana Manjari. Because this is our focus. We are not going to bring any other Manjaris that even though there are other Manjaris, these 4 Manjaris are always together. Suppose, for example, Radharani becomes in Mohan, others are not going to involve. Immediately he is going to call for Ramana Manjari, Rupa Manjari, Radhi Manjari, and Vinoda Manjari. So many pastimes are really shared from Gurudev's, not classes, these are secret things. We came to know so many of them. But this is not to be revealed. But anyway, I'm just giving this one because this is public. Everybody knows that. But now, so we are just describing about that. So Paramahansa Babaji was crying and tears were all falling down. So Sannyasi Thakura got captivated. And after uttering these words, Paramahansa Babaji fell unconscious. From that moment, Sannyasa Maharaj, there are so many ways. So when you say sannyasi means he's the one. He's the one with the red cloth under Shankaracharya's line, who now has accepted under our Babaji Maharaj here. So after uttering these words, Paramahansa Babaji fell unconscious. From that moment, the Sannyasi Thakura, now acquainted with his spiritual identity and service, engaged himself accordingly. What does that mean? Who will come? See, one who really comes as a disciple is also going to have that kind of, most probably that kind of Siddha Deha. So now all of a sudden this Sannyasi Thakura is now trying to really visualize what is happening. What is he? What is his nature? What is the Siddha Deha? Oh. Thus the day dawned and the morning light spread its luster in the east. Birds began chirping melodiously in every direction, and a gentle breeze blew. The extraordinary beauty of the Madhavi Grove of the Pradyumna Kunja, illuminated by the crimson rays of the rising sun, was beyond description. Paramahamsa Babaji was finally seated on a cushion of banana bark, and he gradually regained his external consciousness. And immediately he grabbed these chanting beads and began to chant Sri Nama on his beds vigorously, with so much of feelings. Sannyasi Thakura then offered prostrated obeisances at Babaji's feet and sat next to him. And with folded hands, he spoke with great humility. Oh Prabhu, oh my master, this destitute soul wishes to submit a question before you. Kindly reply and pacify my anguished heart. May you be pleased to infuse Brajarasa into my heart, which has been scorched by the fire of Brahmajnana. What is this Brahmajnana? This Brahman, Shankaracharya's Mayavadam. This knowledge aimed at the impersonal, absolute, devoid of form, no quality, no activities, nothing, kuppai. That was really, I wasted my entire life. Now I have found you. Your lotus feet is everything for me. And then Babaji gently opened his eyes and then said, oh, you are a very fit candidate. You can ask any questions. I will answer as far as I am able to. I am not a scholar. I don't know anything. But whatever the question, you are fit to ask questions. Yes, but I will try my best, whatever I can. So what does it mean? Taking shelter of a Vaishnava is very, very crucial. Also, staying close to one's Guru is more crucial. Look at here. Suppose the same Sannyasi Thakura was staying far away, how could he really have witnessed these ones? How could he even ask questions, close questions? How could he really ask? So this is why Vaishnava Thakura is so Vaishnava. I mean, a close the closeness with the Vaishnava Thakura is the highest blessing that we can think of. So what will they do? They will clean our heart and all the bad things, because our heart is really, is stuffed with full of all the nonsense. Everything will be thrown out. All the bad things will go away. And all the good things will come into the heart. So this is why this Vaishnava, this one is so special, because in this context, what was happening to Sannyasa Thakura? His heart was completely occupied by all this logic and all the philosophies and Brahman knowledge. It's all totally nonsense. Look at how he really saw one Vaishnava Thakura dancing in Varanasi. He was falling down and getting up again dancing, falling down. And he just got a glimpse of that Vaishnava. Just a glimpse of the Vaishnava. How his mind, his heart, everything completely changed. And he was running, he was renouncing everything, throwing everything, and then came running to Brajadam, and after that, then he really came to Navadvipam. And he found another Vaishnava Thakura here. O he Vaishnava Thakura, Doya Rasagara, Ye Dasa Koruna Kori, O he Vaishnava Thakura, Doya Rasagara, Ye Dasa Koruna Kori. So the first verse, I will first tell the meaning of the first the verses. Then we have Madan Mohini. So he will actually sing as the ending bhajan for us. So what is the first verse saying? O Venerable Vaishnava, you are the dear devotee of Krishna. O ocean of mercy, please be merciful unto me, your servant. Give me the shade of your lotus feet and purify me. I hold on to your lotus feet. I hold on to your lotus feet. And the second verse, Chaya Bega Domi, Chaya Dosha Do. Teach me to control my 6 passions. And also please rectify my 6 faults. And bestow upon me the 6 qualities. And offer unto me the 6 kinds of holy association. 6, 6, 6, 6. What are those 6? Actually, there is the Chaya, because there are first 6, there are 4 6s coming. First is called Chaya Vega means the 6 arses. Vacho Vegam, Manasa, Krodha Vegam, Jikva Vegam, Udara Pasta Vegam. That is the first verse of Upadesamrita. Vacho Vegam, Manasa, Krodha Vegam, Jikva Vegam, Udara Pasta Vegam, Yetan Veganyo, Idat. So anyway, this verse goes there. So this means 6 arses are to speak nonsense. Speak nonsense. Manasa means mind will be roaming around all the places. Krodha means you're always talking about bad things about others. And also, if somebody is actually talking, truth about us, we get angry. Jigva means tongue, tasting, taste. Udara means stomach. We cannot really withstand, even bear the hunger for some time. Then Upashta, you mean, yes, genitals. So then similarly 6 falls. Atyahara. Okay, this is the second 6. Atyahara means overeating or over earning money. And prayas means over endeavoring. Whatever that Krishna has really given arranged for us, we be satisfied. No, I want to become a president of this, president of that, this, CEO of this, that, everything. So that is prayasa. That's the problem. Prajalpa, gossip. You tell about bad thing, about one person to other. Another person. Always you just call and complain and talk about this and talk about that. They cannot get bhakti. So that is prajalpa. Niyama agraha means you have to follow rules and regulations. Then also niyama agraha means then neglecting the rules and regulations. Then also asat janasanga means associated with worldly minded people. Remember, if you really have association with rich people, your bhakti will be finished. We can see that big organizations, they try to catch hold of these big guys for money to build temples. Do they have any bhakti? No, bhakti will not be there because they are having asats and sangha. Actors will be give money, politicians and all kinds of things not devotees. If they are devotees, that is fine. But otherwise, this is going to be in trouble. Lauliam, odd and mundane greed. More money. Then also there are other 6 qualities of, that enhances one bhajana is utsaham, enthusiasm. Nichayat means firm faith, we have to have. Dhairya means patience to achieve prema. And bhakti anukula pravritti means accepting activities that are favorable for bhajana. Asat sangha tyaga means give up the mundane associations. People with all the materialistic qualities, throw them out. Then bhakti, sadachara means good behavior for devotion. So all the things are the third third 6 qualities. Then the 4th one is 6 kinds of holy association. What are they? Dana, giving charity to the devotees. Then also Graha means accepting gifts in return. Bhajana kada shravana alapa means hearing and discussing topics of bhajana. Mahaprasade pakshana means honoring Mahaprasad. Then also giving Mahaprasad, that is bhojana dana. So like that, these are all the 4th 6 holy association that we are talking about. Then the third verse is saying, I do not find the strength to carry on alone the Sankirtana of the holy name of Hari. I don't have any strength. Because always we have to understand, we do not have any strength. Unless Gurudev's mercy is coming, we do not have any strength. This is what? Okay, and please bless me by giving me just one drop of faith with which to obtain the great treasure of the holy name of Krishna. Because if we have to chant, we have to get their blessing. Without their blessing, we cannot chant. Chanting won't come even. Then the 4th verse is Krishna say, Twamara Krishna Dito Paro. Krishna is yours only. No, it's not mine. Krishna belongs to you. And you belong to Krishna. I am just outside. You have the power to give him to me. I am simply your servant running behind here and there, shouting, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. He never looks at me. Because without Vaishnava Seva, without deity Seva, and without Dharma Seva, there are three kinds of Seva. The Guru Seva, then deity Seva, then the third one is Dharma Seva. So by doing this, we only make aparadh. So with that now, we will ask Madan Mohini to sing this bhajan.
ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दोयार सागर एदासे कोरुन कोरी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दोयार सागर एदासे कोरुन कोरी दिया पदाचाया शोधो हे आमाया दिया पदाचाया शोधो हे आमाया तोमार चरण धोरी तोमार चरण धोरी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर तोयार सागर एदासे कोरुन कोरी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर तोयार सागर एदासे कोरुन कोरी चाय बेगा दोमी चाय दोषा शोदी चाय गुना देहो दासे चाय बेगा दोमी चाय दोषा शोदी चाय गुना देहो दासे चाय सत्संग देहो हे आमारे बोसेची संगिरासे चाय सत्संग देहो हे आमारे बोसेची संगिरासे ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर तोयार सागर एदासे कोरुन कोरी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर तोयार सागर एदासे कोरुन कोरी एकाकी आमार नाही पाया पादा हरि नाम संकीर्तने एकाकी आमार नाही पाया पादा हरि नाम संकीर्तने तुम्ही कृपा करी श्रद्धा बिंदू दिया देहो कृष्ण नाम धाने तुम्ही कृपा करी श्रद्धा बिंदू दिया देहो कृष्ण नाम धाने ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दोयार सागर एदासे कोरुन कोरी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दोयार सागर एदासे कोरुन कोरी कृष्ण से तोमार कृष्ण दीते पारो तोमार शक्ति आजे कृष्ण से तोमार कृष्ण दीते पारो तोमार शक्ति आजे आमी तो कांगाल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली धाई तवा पाचे पाचे आमी तो कांगाल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली धाई तवा पाचे पाचे ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर तोयार सागर एदासे कोरुन कोरी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर तोयार सागर एदासे कोरुन कोरी दिया पदाचाया शोधो हे आमाया दिया पदाचाया शोधो हे आमाया तोमार चरण धोरी तोमार चरण धोरी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दोयार सागर वेदासे करुणा कोरी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर वेदासे करुणा कोरी जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा शील प्रभुपदा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल.
Thank you. Vancha kalpa darupcha kripa sindhupevacha paditanam bhavanepyo vaishnavepyo namo namaha. All glories to Srila Gurudev, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Varga. And Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.